Hello, the 31st here, how's it going? Welcome to the first character design analysis video in quite some time. Oh baby, we are back! Today, we are going to be looking at the 3 characters that we were introduced to during the Pokemon Direct's coverage of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Kamado, Cyllene, and Laventon. I am so buzzed about these games, and honestly, these characters pose some very interesting questions about the world and story of Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, without any further ado, let's just get on with it. As good a place to start as any is where most journeys begin, with the Professor. In Legends Arceus, Professor Laventon is going to be the main man who gets us started on our journey. He is a world traveller and an expert on Pokemon behaviour who has journeyed to the Hisui region to study its native creatures. He is a curious man with a little sprinkling of facial hair and obviously the classic Professor Lab coat, but this one emblazoned with the emblem of the Galaxy team to show his association. Underneath, he has an extremely fluffy woolen vest, a white and purple shirt, and a little black bow tie. On his lower half, he wears black and gold pinstripe trousers and these really fancy black and brown boots that just tie the whole aesthetic together. Both the vest and the boots have these 3 gold buttons on them. Finally, on his head is his most distinct item of clothing. A purple and white woolen hat with a massive pom-pom on it. But it's not just like a simple hat, it's more like a balaclava or a bonnet, the way it wraps around his chin. Given the way the two are designed, it seems very clear that the vest and the hat are made of the same material. Laventon's name is obviously derived from the word lavender, visible in his lavender, and this is where our conjecture begins. One of the main questions everyone has at the moment is, where does Laventon come from? We know that he travels a lot, and that he's not originally from Hisui. In fact, the 3 starter Pokemon he offers us are from places he's visited on his travels. Given this, I believe it's fair enough to rule out Johto, Sinnoh, Unova, and Alola. And that just leaves us Kanto, Hoenn, and Galar. And in Kanto, there is one place that immediately jumped out to me as soon as I heard his name. Lavender Town. You see, Lavender Town is described as a small town covered in a beautiful hue of purple. And it has the pseudonym, the Noble Town. In this regard, Laventon obviously shares a startling similarity with Lavender Town, his love of the colour purple. And additionally, there's his name. Back in the day, it was very common for people to be named after the places they lived, or vice versa. So Laventon could easily be derived from the combination of the words lavender and town, especially as the word town can easily be said as tun. Oh, why, man, I'm going down to Tun. Or, like I said, it could be the other way round, that Lavender Town got its name from Laventon's family. However, this isn't the only prospective place of origin for Laventon. Many believe that Laventon is from Galar, given that it's the most recent games, and that he says stuff like this. Jolly good show. Good show, jolly good show. My boy, what excellent performance. Jolly good. One of them will do. Additionally, he shares many physical similarities with Galarian characters like Hop and Leon. I would also like to point out that his hat and vest are undoubtedly made of wool, and if there's one region famous for its wool, it's Galar. Plus, his hat is very similar to those that we see in Sword and Shield. On the other hand, we have already been introduced to a Pokemon in Legends Arceus that is well known for providing the people of Hisui woolen material. I would, however, like to raise the idea of Laventon being from Galar to a specific town. That town being Stow-on-Side. And why there, you might be wondering? Well, it's all about the hat. Not only is purple a colour of the town, with the Ghost-type gym being located there in the future, but the town has become quite famous in the Pokemon community for these statues. Clearly though, the pattern is only kinda similar and not exactly the same. I'm not massively confident on this theory. You'll have to let me know what you think down below. Well, that's quite enough on him. We have 2 more characters to cover, so we'd better crack on. Up next is the harsh but reliable leader of the Galaxy team himself, Commander Kamado. A man deeply respected by those that serve under him. And speaking of under him, it's already been confirmed by the official Pokemon Legends Arceus website that Kamado is the ancestor of the future Professor of Sinnoh, Rowan. The two even share the same moustache, and what a glorious moustache it is. But moustaches aren't the only things they have in common. Their names are also inspired by the same thing, Rowans. However, Kamado is clearly younger at this point in time, given that he still has colour in his hair. Kamado wears this splendid Western-style black to white gradiented coat with fur cuff and lapel. The Galaxy Team logo in gold over his left side. Again, this is clearly the same fluffy woolen material as Laventon's vest and hat. It even shares the same 3 gold button style. This could mean that it's weirder fur, or it could mean that this coat was a gift from Laventon, especially as it's in stark contrast to the rest of his very oriental outfit. He wears a black kimono with intricate gold duck embroidery. I believe this is specifically a monsuki, a very formal black silk kimono worn over a white under kimono. The fine design certainly makes it look like it could be silk, and the black and white fit perfectly. Furthermore, he is wearing the traditional Japanese geta sandals, but without teeth. These kinds of sandals are called zori, and worn with the tabby socks are again a much more formal style of dress. This is a fancy man in a fancy formal outfit. And just look at those hands. Massive. The final thing that really stood out to me about his design is the crest located on his left and right breast. This strange symbol made up of 3 circles with an odd shape underneath them. Honestly, I really don't know what to make of them. What I believe this is a mon or kamon, the crest of a samurai clan. Looking at these real samurai crests, you can see that they do bear a very obvious resemblance. In fact, these 3 dots appear in the crests of many clans, including the Mori, Matsura, and Watanabe. I tried looking into the history of these clans to see whether any of them settled Hokkaido, the area of Japan on which Sinnoh is based. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, none of them did. The Watanabe settled in the Seto province near Osaka, in Kyoto and Kyushu, which are 2 Johtos and a Hoenn respectively. The Mori lived in the Aki province, and what my research told me is that the Matsura are descendants of the Mori. The problem with these clans and crests is that they would change all the time. Different branches would be formed and combined and dissolved, and each would have their own unique crest, or derivations of existing ones. However, according to this source, these 3 dots are heavenly bodies, or yo, and represent 3 stars or warriors, which is why they are often favoured by the military. Which tracks given that Kamado is a commander, and could potentially hint to him having military ambitions in the land of Hisui. If we're talking about trios of heavenly bodies, Sinnoh or Hisui is definitely the place to be, given the numerous heaven-ish trios of legendaries. However, I can't think of a single instance of any legendary trio being referred to as stars or warriors. So I don't know if this symbol will have any relationship to any legendaries in Hisui. And I still can't figure out the bottom part. I can't think of anything in the Pokemon world that this resembles. It sort of looks like a cradle or something to me. At the top of Mount Paya in Hoenn, there is this, which sort of looks like the symbol, but And in the remakes, just doesn't look like that at all. Either way, I'm sure it will all be made clear sooner or later, but it certainly wouldn't be the first time that Nintendo used real samurai crests in their games. Lastly, on the subject of Kamado, it would appear he already has a family at this point in the games, given the photo frame on his desk. A wife, maybe even some children. Or maybe it's a pic of a very certain special Pokemon he likes very much. Whew. Wow, all that and we still have one more character to cover. And this one is a doozy. Leader of the Galaxy Team's Survey Corps, Captain Cyllene. And just look at that face. If your immediate reaction wasn't just to freak out over the gender-bent Cyrus, there is something wrong with you. While a relationship between the two hasn't been officially confirmed, if the two aren't related, I am gonna jump off a cliff. Especially after that peony bollocks. The two share the same blue hair and soulless blue eyes with no eyebrows, except her name gives us a little clue as to her role in the story. Cyllene's name is inspired by Cyllene, the Greek goddess of the moon in many languages, and is a poetic way of saying the word star or moon in many others. This directly relates her to Cynthia, whose name is also derived from the word moon, and was an epithet of the Greek goddess Artemis. This parallels Cyrus, whose name is inspired by the sun. This could hint at two things. Either she shares a familial relationship with Cynthia, and that could potentially make Cynthia and Cyrus distantly related, or it's a sign that they will play similar roles in the story and maybe share a common destiny. You know, rather than her being anything like Cyrus. Cyllene wears the same Survey Corps uniform as the protagonists, with the Galaxy Team logo on both forearms, and the Survey Corps emblem on her left breast. It's a blue kimono mixed with a coat and a skirt and what I guess are leggings, all culminating in some straw shoes. What's interesting here is that in the trailer, we were revealed there's going to be 3 different corps of the Galaxy Team: the Survey Corps, the Medical Corps, and the Security Corps, and we were revealed their respective outfits and emblems. The Survey Corps are in blue with this odd flower crest. Again, this image is very reminiscent of Kamon, except this petal design seems to show 2 petals that resemble 4 or 6. Maybe a symbol of their desire to find and explore new lands and discover new fauna and flora. Or it could even be a specific flower that means a lot to the Survey Corps. The Security Corps are in red and are the only people to openly carry Pokeballs in town. Their crest is a very simple design that sort of looks like a Roman shield to me. It is especially simplistic when compared to that of the Survey Corps, but definitely shows a solidarity that can be associated with defense. It could also be another tie to Galar given the Roman history of the region. In this image, we see an officer of the Security Corps standing next to this yellow banner with a white crest on it. And once again, it is very much clan crest material, especially given the wreath around it that was often used to decorate real samurai crests. Last but not least, we have these old women who are likely the Medical Corps, given their uniform and their strange maybe snowman shaped crest. It's something, but it's far too low quality for me to actually make out what that symbol is. But that's about it for this one. I feel like I got quite a lot out of very little, and you'll have to let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you've reached this far, thank you very much. I really appreciate you watching the video. And it might also interest you to know that I've started streaming on Twitch quite a bit. The link will be in the description and on the channel, so if you do want to come watch, I will be streaming on there, in fact, probably tonight. I'd also like to say a massive shout out to Commander Zed for this incredible artwork that she's done for me recently. I didn't commission this was, I guess, fan art in a way, and it is incredible. Just look at this tired Wooper and tired Comfy. This is what I like when I wake up every day, and hopefully I get to use this on the channel a bit as well. So thank you very much, Zed. Really appreciate it. I also really appreciate everyone who's watched this far. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully, we'll get some more characters soon for another character design analysis.